Hello, welcome to my channel, A Blessed Budget. And if you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you're notified that I am budgeting. Before I get started, if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back to budget with me and support me during this financial journey as I navigate through how to make my money stretch through the month. And to all of my viewers, I hope after this video, you will consider subscribing.
Vibes on vibes, I'm a ticking dynamite. I blow your candle light. You know I'm just that type. No, them no fit kill my vibe. Them no fit kill my vibe. No fit kill, them no fit kill. Them no fit kill my eyes are set, full of the stars. Yeah, you shall find her. It's a bad vibe. If you hit your enemies shine. If you're not a friend of me, enter the light. Cause you can never kill my vibe. But there is no sacrifices.
Okay, so in today's video, we are going to be closing out week 2 and we're going to set up for week 3. We're going to close out week 3 and set up for week 4. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I am already behind. So like I said in the last video, I don't have like a real upload schedule, so I just get to it when I get to it. So okay, so we are now looking at our August paycheck budget tracker. And this week it ran from the 11th all the way through the 17th for me. So we're going to go ahead and get started with the actual call-up. So I do have a couple sources of income that I am going to be going over. So we do have a source number 3 that actually came in at $12.22. For source number 4, we actually had 5 cents come in. And I did bring in gifts, holiday, and travel for $10. We have source number 1 come in at $500. We had rollover at $553.12. We had rollover for account number 2 at $215.49. I did have emergency come in at $254. And I did have my core savings come in at $100. So altogether, our inflow for week 2 was $1,644.88. So now that we have all our inflow accounted for, we're now going to go ahead and look at all the fixed expenses that was due within week 2. So for week 2, we had our car insurance come out, and that was $253.36. We had Disney Plus come out at $7.99. We had Pandora come out at $5.99. Apple Care for my iPhone did not clear this week. The lights did not clear this week. Best Buy did clear at $50, and Target did not clear this week, so that was 0. Discover was 0 as well. Coroner received $24.85. And for my driver's license renewal, that was $45.95. Of course, they always charge you a fee when you use like your card somewhere, so that's where that 95 cents came from. So altogether, we did have a fixed expense total of $388.14. That left us a leftover of $1,256.74. So now we're going to go ahead and get started on our variable expenses for week 2. So for our variable expenses, we did have gas, and that was $94.28. For our household, we spent 0. Food out, we spent $32.13. Me, I spent 0. Daughter spent 0. Son, he spent $8. He did go to a school dance, so that was not planned for. Of course, kids, you gotta look through their backpacks, because if I would never look through his backpack, then I wouldn't have known that he had a school dance coming up. For miscellaneous, we spent 0. Groceries, we kind of went over budget at $89.53. And then savings used was $10. I did give my supervisor a $10 Starbucks card, so that's where this came from. So altogether, our variable expenses was $233.94. That left us a leftover of $1,022.80. So now that we have that done, we can go ahead and just bring that over here to our extra savings at $1,022.80. That's what we had left over. So for rollover number 1 and account number 1, we're actually rolling over $485.67. And for rollover number 2, we're actually rolling over a positive number of $537.13. Like I said last week, I wasn't worried about this negative number because I knew most of these sources of income was going to be coming in a little higher than I budgeted for. So altogether, our savings total was $1,022.80, leaving us $0. So this is a look at week 2 of August. Now we're going to go ahead and set up for week 3 of August and close out week 3 as well. Okay, so as you all can see, we went ahead and turned the page to our paycheck budget tracker. So we're going to go ahead and get started for week 3 of August. And week 3 of August ran from August 18th all the way through August 24th. So now that we established the pay date that we're looking at, we're now going to go ahead and look at the inflow for week 3. So let me just go ahead and just take this page. Okay, we don't need the calculator yet. I'm going to set that to the side. Okay, now we are looking at the same thing. So we're going to go ahead and write in our inflow that we are expecting to receive within this week's paycheck budget tracker. So I am expecting to roll over the income from last week from account number 1 at $485.67. I am expecting to roll over from account number 2 as well, and that is $537.13. Okay, so these are the only incomes that I do plan to receive within this week. So now I am going to go ahead and just add up what I expect to receive. For week 3 of $1,022.80. Okay, so what I am going to now do is go ahead and fill in all the fixed expenses, and I'm going to fill in what account each one of them is coming out of and write in the dates, and I will be right back. What's up?
Come outside, I need a jump. Something happened.
Okay.
Right? When I was going out the driveway, I shut the car off real quick to open up the gate. And I said, I ain't got to shut the car off. Then I reached
Okay, so as you all can see, we went ahead and wrote in all of the fixed expenses that's due within this week. So now we're going to go ahead and get started with the date that each bill is due and how much I plan to pay on that bill. So for Google Storage, that is due on the 19th, and I'm planning to spend $1.99. For the Ford, that payment is due on the 20th, and I plan to spend $274.37. Amazon Prime is due on the 20th, and I plan $7.60. For Apple Storage, that is also due on the 20th, and I plan $2.99. For my renter's insurance, that is due on the 24th, and I plan to spend $24.07. For the ring is due once a year on the 22nd of August, and that is considered a yearly subscription for me because I'm subscribed to the Ring yearly. I pay for it yearly. I could pay for it monthly, but it's cheaper paying for it yearly. So for that bill, I plan to spend $100 for the whole year. And this is Ring for my security. For Apple Care, for my iPhone, that is due on the 17th, and I plan $13.49. For the lights is my electricity. That is due on the 22nd, and I plan to spend $150 for that bill. And Target is due on the 24th, and I plan to spend $41.96. Okay, so now that we have all of our bills written down for the week, we know what account each bill is coming out of. Now we're just going to go ahead and add up all of our fixed expenses to see how much we're going to be spending this week for bills. Okay, so as you all can see, we did get a bill total of $616.47. So what I am going to do now is just take our inflow that we are expecting to receive this week at $1,022.80, and I'm just going to go ahead and subtract all of our fixed expenses that's due within this week. That gives us a leftover of $406.33. So now what I am going to do is go ahead and just bring down that $406.33 to our variable expenses. So I am going to go ahead and write in all of our variable expenses that I do plan to have this week. It's just the usual. So we have gas, we have household, food out, we have me, daughter, son, miscellaneous, we have groceries, and car wash / car accessories, and then any savings that I use, I put that down here as well. Okay, so for gas this week, I am going to be budgeting $70. $60 for me, $10 for my daughter. Household, I am budgeting $0 this week. Food out, I am budgeting $15. For me, I am budgeting me $0, my daughter $0, my son $0. Miscellaneous, I am budgeting $15 this week. For groceries, I am budgeting $80. My car wash / car accessories, I'm budgeting $0. And in savings spent, I am budgeting $0 to spend any savings. So altogether, I am budgeting $70 for gas, $15 for food out, $15 for anything miscellaneous, and $80 for groceries. That gives us a variable expense total of $180. So I am now just going to go ahead and take that $406.33, and I am going to subtract the $180 that I plan to spend in week 3. That gives us a leftover of $226.33. This is week 3. Okay, so I am just going to go ahead and bring that up here to our sinking funds. $226.33. I am planning to put money towards my 100 envelope challenge. I'm planning on doing number 7 and number 8 this week. So like I said, I just multiplied these two numbers by 2 to get my amount that I want to save for. So 7 times 2 is 14. 8 times 2 is 16. So altogether, I am putting away $30 for our sinking funds. So I am going to subtract that $30, and that's going to leave us with $196.33. So what I am going to do is just bring that down here, $196.33. I am expecting to roll over from account number 1 and rolling over from account number 2. So how I just figure out what I'm rolling over in each account, I just subtract the bills that's coming out of each account. So I already know in account number 1, I do have $485.67. And I'm just going to go ahead and take this money and subtract each bills that got the number 1 next to it. That means that's account number 1. So I'm going to subtract the, oh, you know what? Okay. So I'm going to subtract the $274.37. I'm going to subtract the renter's insurance at $24.07. And I am going to subtract the lights at $150. So that is going to leave us with $37.23 in account number 1. But I am going to redo that again. So that gives us $37.23, and then I'm just going to go ahead and take this $196.33 and I'm going to subtract $37.23. That gives us a leftover of $159.10. So when I add that 37.23, that do give us $196.33. So $196.33 with 0 left over. Okay, so like I said, we're going to now close out this budget because we are now on the 25th of August. So everything has already cleared. So now we're going to go ahead and close out. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and close out week 3. So for rollover number 1, we had rolled over $485.67. For account number 2, we did roll over $537.13. I did have source number 3 come in. I did not budget for that source. That source was $9.91. And I did have car maintenance come in. I did not budget for car maintenance, but we did bring in $100. So altogether, our inflow total for week 3 was $1,132.71. Okay, so we have our inflow added up. Now we're going to go ahead and go over the fixed expenses. So for Google storage, that was $1.99. The Ford was $274.37. Amazon Prime was $7.60. Apple storage was $2.99. The renter's insurance was $24.07. Ring was $100. Apple Care for my iPhone was $13.49. The lights was $150.16. And for Target, it was $41.96. So altogether, we are looking at a total of $616.63. So we had a leftover of $516.08. So we're just going to bring that down here to our variable expenses. So for gas this week, we spent 0. Household, we spent 0. Food out, we're over budget. We spent $20.65. Me, I received 0. Daughter received $6. My son received 0. Miscellaneous, we were over budget. We spent $44.20. For groceries this week, we spent $13.73. Car wash, car accessories, we spent $10.74. And savings we spent the whole $100 for our car maintenance. So altogether, our variable expense total was $195.32. That left us with $320.76. So I'm just going to go ahead and just bring that up here to our sinking funds. $320.76. We did put $14 away for our envelope number 7, and we did put $16 away for our envelope number 8. So altogether, our sinking funds total was $30. That left us with $290.76. So I am just going to go ahead and bring that down here to our extra savings. $290.76. So we are actually rolling over $46.98 in account number 1. And in account number 2, we're rolling over $243.78. So altogether, our extra savings total was $290.76, leaving us 0 left over. And that concludes week number 3. So I am now just going to go ahead and set up for week number 4. Okay, so as you all can see, we are now going to be looking at week number 4 of August, and this is the last week of August, and we are going to be closing out August pretty soon. After this week, we're going to be closing out August, and we're going to be setting up for September, a whole new month. Oh my goodness, it's kind of like, I'm kind of like, ugh. Okay, I don't want to claim that I'm worried. I don't want to claim that I'm stressed. I just like to make sure I am planning things out and making sure that hopefully it goes okay according to God's purpose and will for my life, okay? His plans are going to always go according, no matter what you plan for. It will be his plans that get done first, okay? So, we are budgeting for August 25th all the way through August 31st, which is Saturday. So I do Sunday start, Saturday finish. So what I am budgeting for our inflow to be, I am looking to roll over from account number 1 at $46.98. And I am looking to roll over from account number 2 at $243.78. So altogether, I am planning an inflow total of $290.76. So this week, I have paid all of the bills, so we have $0 for fixed expenses. I kind of planned it that way, made sure that all the bills were paid before this last week because the struggle is real, but I don't want to claim it. So, yeah, we have no bills. I paid everything. Everything's already paid for, so we just still have our leftover inflow at $290.76. I try not to have any bills the last week of the month. That's why I had, like I said, I added those 3 extra days in the first week of August, just so everything could even out. So we do have $290.76. I am now going to have to worry about variable expenses this week. So for gas this week, I am going to be budgeting $60. For a household this week, I am budgeting $100. We need things for the house: dish soap, trash bags, tissue, things like that. We're getting low, so I do need to plan a trip this week to go buy household products. For food out this week, I am planning $15 only. I'm not sure be budgeting nothing at all, but I feel that I did all that I can do this whole month as far as savings go and paying all the bills. So that stuff is done. So yeah. Okay, so for me, I am budgeting me $0 this week. I don't need nothing. My daughter, I'm budgeting her $0, and then my son, I am budgeting him $0. When you guys see certain like transactions, like for my daughter, you see that she had actually got $6. What she'll do sometimes, she'll give me the cash that she has so I can put it on her card. So that's why, like, when I budget $0 for her and she'll get something, she'll usually give me the cash so I can put it on her card for her. But it still affects my checking account because it's coming out of my checking account. I just have to replace it with the cash that she's giving me. So that's that. Like I said, my son, he's receiving $0. For miscellaneous this week, I'm going to budget $15. You never know what's going to happen, what might pop up. So I usually budget $30 every week, but my funds are low. So that's why I just cut it in half. And same with food out. I usually budget $30 for food out, but I am cutting it in half because of the amount of money that we only have left over. Okay, so for groceries this week, I usually budget $80 every week, but I'm going to cut that in half, and I'm going to budget $40. This week, the 18th through the 31st, I cook Monday through Wednesday. My daughter cooks Thursday and Friday. My husband cooks Saturday and Sunday. So we kind of have a system going on in the house on who cooks when. So I have my meal plan already prepped. I do have everything I need for my 3 days. My daughter, she has everything she needs for one day. I'm not for sure what she's going to be cooking on Friday, so I'm going to have to see. She only got $40 to spend, whatever she needs, whatever ingredients she needs. So that would be it. So for our variable expenses, I am budgeting. Get out!
Finish your video.
Dang, I'm doing my best. Stop.
I wasn't even loud.
No, that's that little girl on the phone. Okay, anyways, excuse me. Let's see. Our variable expenses was $230. So when I take the $290 from the set, when I take the $290.76 from the $230, we're left with $60.76. I do have a what you call that? Like a rough draft of this already. That's how I know how much everything is already. So okay, so we have leftover of $60.76. So I am just gonna go ahead and bring that over here. So I am planning to roll over from accounts number 1 and rolling over from accounts number 2. So for account number 1, I am planning to roll over the same $46.98 because no variable expenses come out of account number 1. So that's how I know I'm going to be rolling over this for September. So I am going to put $46.98 here. And for account number 2, we are rolling over $13.80. Which kind of scares me. Like, that's why I need a buffer, you guys. I need a buffer. I need to get 1 month ahead. I need to do a lot of things, you guys. A lot of things. So, that's what I am probably going to be using. Well, that's what I am going to be using my 100 envelope challenge for. I'm going to be getting a month ahead. I'm going to be funding my sinking funds, like my emergency and things like that. Just to get caught up with things and making sure we have a good start. So I am saving $60.76 and with 0 left over. So this is a look at week number 4 for August. Like I said, we're cutting close with the budget, with having only $13 left over, but we're still in the positive. So I have nothing planned as far as anything else. I know all the bills are already paid. So we're just going to see what September looks like when we get there, you guys. I am planning to roll over $60 until September. So I'd like to thank you all so much for joining me today in this budget with me. And until next time, you guys, take care. Bye-bye.
Begin 1 second, you have to make it. Vibe killer, me and no go take shit.